Yesterday, as I was deciding if I should get out of bed, I had a realization that all of my relationships for the past 10 years have had some element of long distance relationship. Some of them started with being geographically close to being geographically distant, and some of them started online. It wasn't that I specifically, purposely went out to look for them, but they happened, and here's what I learned. With the technological advancement today, it kind of brings people closer together, and it probably doesn't come as a surprise to you that many relationships these days are formed online. According to 2018 research, long-distance relationships have a chance of success of 58%, which, to be honest with you, that's much higher than I thought. The first thing I learned about long-distance relationship is that it can be pretty lonely. This is probably the most obvious one out of all, but it is very difficult not to be able to see your partner. And I think the matter worsens if you both live in different time zones where there are so many hours time differences. There are bound to be one of those bad days that you need emotional support and your partner is not there to support you. And worst case scenario, if there are so many hours apart, you can't contact your partner because your partner is probably still asleep. It's not only lonely that you can't see your partner, but it is also lonely in the fact that no one that has ever gone through a distance relationship will ever understand you. You hear questions and comments such as, "Oh God, a long distance relationship is hard. Is it worth doing? Or why don't you just date someone else?" And that is to be expected. No one will really understand the complications that you're going through unless they've been in a distance relationship before. There are two things that I believe is the most pivotal part to success of the distance relationship: trust and communication. And let's just talk about trust first. I'll say long distance relationship is probably not for you if you have difficult time trusting someone. It is so unsettling not knowing for sure what the other person is doing, who he or she is seeing, who he or she is actually spending time with. And I think you need to be comfortable with yourself and your partner if you want to be in a long distance relationship, that the other person will not do anything out of line, or that person will obey the boundaries that you've set together as a couple. It requires strong communication. We all know that communication is one of the most important aspects in any relationships. As human, it is very normal for us to feel a bit insecure when we can't spend time with our loved ones face to face. And as you know, insecurity can sometimes get the best of us. So it is very important to communicate the boundaries that you want the relationship to follow, your expectation of the relationship, and your concern or any feelings that you may have to other person. It can also feel rigid, and from time to time it can be expensive. With the scheduled call time, and well-planned traveling plan that you can meet each other for a specific date and time, and there's no other room to wiggle, everything has to be so well planned. Sometimes it can make the relationship feels rigid, unromantic, and unnatural. The lack of spontaneity can definitely require more effort than a geographically close relationship. Also, depending how far apart you are, planning and scheduling to travel to see each other can sometimes be expensive. So you kind of need to also take your finances into equation, and sometimes you need to discuss the finances and be open about it. However, for someone that you think is worth it, is definitely better than breaking up. Things can also move quicker in long distance relationships comparing to anyone else. When you finally see each other after a period of time, sometimes the feeling can be so intensified and you kind of feel like you need to move things quicker. If you're not in a distance relationship, you can take things a bit more easy. You can be much more casual. You can meet up for quick coffee, quick lunch, and you can talk things out. And if you decide to move into another step in the relationship, you do know that the other person is just right there down the corner for you. And for some, living in different countries can also accelerate their relationship, because if they don't take another step further in the relationship, then that means they will never be together due to local legal complications. And most of all, I also learned that distance relationship is not for everyone. If you're someone that requires physical intimacy to feel loved, connected to someone, or if you're someone that do not like having difficult conversation at the earlier stage of the relationship, or serious conversation with someone at the earlier stage of the relationship, then distance relationship might not be for you. And you know, that is okay. Not everything is for everyone. But I do strongly believe that distance relationship can work, and it can work really well. However, it is not easy. On the final thoughts, for me personally, I feel like long distance relationship has benefited me in numbers of ways. It has helped me to learn to communicate better in relationships. It has also helped me to be more independent. It also taught me that physical connection and intimacy is not everything. Although it is a very important aspect in life, but it is not everything. I'm sure you have experienced before that someone can be so close to you but yet still feel so far, and sometimes the person that is so far from you can feel so close to you. And I think that's from time to time how I feel about long distance relationship, because even though the person is so far away from you, somehow what you've shared together, the memories that you've shared together, makes you feel so close. Last and not least, it makes me understand that sometimes some people are just worth the trust and the wait. If you have been in a distance relationship before, please share your experiences in the comments below. I would like to hear your thoughts and your experiences on this topic. My name is Poppy, and if you find any value in this video at all, please do subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye.